Hi friends, thank you so much for being here. My name is Radka. Today yoga flow is all about celebrating a full moon in Leo that's happening this Thursday, or it's also called Wolf Moon. You can do this class on Tuesday that is published. You usually can harvest the energy of full moon 3 days before or after the actual day of a full moon. So, full moon is about introspection, looking back, celebrating all your wins, and looking maybe of some limitation or stuckness in your life that's still holding you back to fully express yourself, to fully live your life. And since it's in Leo, we'll be focusing on embracing self expression and releasing any judgment. And that's pretty much what the class is, releasing anything that's holding you back to be your full self. The class will be a little bit different today. We'll start with warm up. We'll do a lion's breath, which is really good for letting go of the judgment of yourself, releasing ego, just kind of being silly and letting go of anything that is somewhat superficial. When we're too insecure about ourselves, we look around and see what people think about ourselves. And I think the lion's breath is literally to just be silly and not care what other people think, or mainly you. Because the judgment comes from you first. If you're judging yourself within yourself, then you're afraid of other people judging you around. So once you can release any of your judgments or releasing any limitation that holding you back from being yourself, then you're free from it. And that's pretty much the intention behind today's class. Then we'll go through a different flow that I am slowly falling in love with. So hopefully you will enjoy it as well. And then we'll finish with some specific postures that will release fear of judgment and fear of self expression. And then I will suggest a few affirmations that you can write it down. If you want to maybe repeat that in the morning, so then you are good to go for the whole day. I would also recommend to have a journal that you can maybe reflect on. Ideally, do it during the full moon time, but you can obviously journal anytime. It's just if you're sensitive as I am, I can use those energies to my benefit. If you're new to it, it's just a practice. If it's something that you're interested in, only way you get deeper into it is just allowing yourself to have a little bit of a rituals that will help you to connect with whatever you're trying to connect here. So if this sounds great, you can also, if you are watching this video, like, I don't know, months after I post it, you can still use it for any different full moons. However, I feel like I will make this as a regular thing because I do lead women's circles during the full moon, so I feel like I do really want to bring this to my classes as well. But you can always, if you love this practice, you can switch the intention to something else, and you can always do this practice for your own intention. It doesn't have to be specifically what the teacher's intention is. The student's intention can be completely different. So enjoy, and I'll meet you on your mat. Make sure that you have a water, 2 blocks, or something that represent blocks. You might need them, but you might not. We'll start today on our belly. So lie down on your belly. You can place one hand on top of each other and then lower your forehead down. And since I have a microphone, I am not gonna go into that position so I can talk to you. So allow yourself to lie down. See if you're feeling any stiffness, any achiness in this posture. Maybe move your hips around a little bit or widen your feet, releasing any tension from your lower back. Try to soften your face, soften your shoulders. Just check in. Where are you holding any tension, any gripping, and see if you can release it. And maybe on your next inhale, scan your body from your head to toes. See if any parts of your body needs a little bit more attention, more love. Then you can use your exhale as a way of softening, releasing, letting go. And then just check in how this posture makes you feel. Facing down towards the floor. As you're inhaling and exhaling, hopefully you're pressing your belly against the floor, expanding your obliques, your lower back. Just see how it makes you feel. Usually we don't start this way, so it might be different. And just attune what's happening within. Taking a few deep breaths, just like that, using the floor as a feedback of your belly breathing, diaphragm breathing. And then you can use this time to see how this class could serve you today as you're taking it. If you're celebrating the full moon, if there are any insecurities, if there's any judgment, any limitation that holding you back to be fully you, maybe that's a great intention for today. We'll take 25 breaths together to seal this intention. So as you're lying here, take a long deep inhale to your nose. And then you can exhale to your nose or to your mouth, up to you. Open your mouth and release all the air out. Let's take it one more time. Longer, deeper inhale. And then exhale. Letting all go. Very, very nice. Slowly, you can start prepping on your forearms into your Sphinx pose. So have your elbows underneath your shoulders, spreading your fingertips nice and wide. And then pressing the top of your feet down towards the floor. And really try to engage your glutes and hamstrings. And from here, push the floor away, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. And we'll just take a few breaths, expanding throughout your collarbones, pulling your shoulder blades down. Just breathe and allowing yourself to open your heart. Very, very nice. From here, we'll still stay in this posture for a little bit. See if you can slide your right knee outside of your right hip. And then your heel in line with your knee and flexing the foot half row. If this is too much, you can always lower yourself down onto your hands. Or if you want more, you can press the floor away, lifting your elbows off of the ground. And there's like a push and pull happening here. As I'm pushing the floor away, I'm still pulling my hips towards the floor. So we'll be here for another 2-3 breaths. If this is too much, lower yourself down. Last cycle of breath. I know this can be a little bit intense. And then slowly lower yourself down to your forearms, or if you're already there, sliding your right leg back. Give yourself a little bit of a shimmy of your hips. Or you can do windshield wipers, bend into your knees and then swing your legs side to side. So between our sides, we'll do a cobra. It is all about chest opening today, working on your chest opening. And then we'll go into more of a lower body. So sliding your hands underneath your shoulders, next to your ribs. Again, pressing the top of your feet down. And your next inhale, you can just press gently up into a baby cobra. I do like to do a shoulder roll, pulling my shoulders back, pulling my shoulder blades down, and then just engaging my entire body here. Next, exhale, lower yourself down. Again, I'm just being a little bit more careful with the mic. And we'll do 2 more cobras. So if you want to go a little bit higher, you can move your hands slightly to your middle rib cage. Again, as I am here, there's lots of things actually happening. I am pulling my elbows towards my heel, so it's already lifting me slightly higher. Pressing to the top of my feet again, and then press and lift up. A few moments here, maybe shimmy. When I was taking my yoga teaching training, there's the movie Blended, and she said, "Why don't you shimmy, Jimmy?" And my teacher usually say that, so I just thought of it. Next, exhale, lower yourself down. We'll take it one more time. I don't know why I thought of it right now. And then slide your hands maybe even farther back. And see, try with that shoulder roll. So start bringing your shoulders forward, up, and back. Pulling your elbows towards the back wall. Press the hands against the floor and lift up. Next, exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Very, very nice. We'll do exactly the same thing on the other side. So let's start with the Sphinx pose one more time. See if that Sphinx pose feels now a little bit better. I don't have enough space to do the half frog, so I'm gonna move a little bit towards you. All right, so again, spreading your fingertips nice and wide, pressing your forearms down, pulling your shoulders away from your ears. And then start sliding your left knee outside, knee in line with your hip and with your heel, and then flexing your foot. And again, if you maybe lower yourself down onto your hands, you can do that. If you were in your swing, you can do swing. If you were doing your seal, you can start pressing the floor away. Just matching your side expressions, balancing yourself out here. Two more cycles of breaths. You're doing great. I know this might be a little bit intense at the beginning of the class. Next exhale, slowly lower yourself down, sliding your left leg, giving us a little bit of a moment here. And this time I will move towards you. We'll do intimidated cobra, even though I don't necessarily have enough space. So I'm gonna widen my feet more. However, try to have your feet hip distance or gently wider. Usually if you feel lower back pain, widen a little bit more. All right, so we'll just do 3 intimidated cobra. You want your hands be farther than your yoga mat, so wider. 90 degrees in your elbows. Then again, pressing from top of your feet. This then will make more of a wave. So on next inhale, lifting your head, chest, belly up. And then as you exhale over your belly, chest, head down. Let's take it 2 more times. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower it down. So good. Very, very nice. Give yourself a little bit of a moment, whatever you need to do. And we'll meet. Oh my goodness. And we'll meet in the tabletop. So take a few moments here to do a few cat and cows. So having your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And make sure that your elbows are straight. On next inhale, drop your belly down, extension of your spine. Maybe look up. And as you exhale, push the floor away. I like to round my lower back first and then go through my middle back and upper back. Pulling my navel in. Let's take it a few more times. And feel free to play around if you want. You can do waves. You can move to the side, swirl around. Just close your eyes and then play. See what feels good, what else you need, what you can add on or take away to make this feel better. So taking a few more cycles, just let it happen. Beautiful. All right, let's sit down on your heels, tuck your toes under for a little bit. Just allow your ankles to just give some love to your toes, to your feet. Make sure that all 10 toes are tucked under. Taking a few deep breaths. I'll be still stretching our upper body a little bit, and then we'll move to our lower body. So our one of the postures is Camel Pose, which is releasing fear of self-expression. If you think about it, when you are on your phone, if you're on a computer, you're constantly moving your shoulders in, you're rounding your spine, and you're doing your thing, right? So moving your shoulders back, opening yourself up can feel really vulnerable. You're suddenly being seen. So that's pretty much sometimes how we feel in those postures when we opening ourselves up, opening the heart space. So we'll start with a camel dynamic as a warm-up. And then at the end of the class, we'll finish it with a full camel, which you will be fully ready for. So starting in the kneeling position, taking your toes under. If you have a hard time to touch your heels, you can grab a block or something to bring the floor a little bit closer to you or your heels closer to you. So you can use the block. And trying to start in kneeling position, firming your inner thighs. And then you are reaching, your right arm goes towards the left side first, and then you go around to the left. And then you're touching, hold on, I fucked up. So, all right. So tugging your heels on, oh my God. All right. So make sure that your toes are tucked under if you're touching your heel. So your right hand goes onto your right heel or a block, whatever you can grab. And then reaching your left arm to the right side first, so towards your right shoulder, and then around, and then you switch. So lowering your left hand down onto your heel or the block, and then sweeping your right arm to the left, and around, squeezing your inner thighs together, pushing your hips forward, finding that opening. Try to create as much length throughout your whole spine, and then coming back. Let's just do 2 more on each side. So lowering your right hand down, sweeping the left arm up and over. And then as you exhale, coming back up. So as you're inhaling, you're trying to go into your back bend here. As you exhale, you're coming back. Let's do 1 more cycle of this. Make it feel good. I have lots of plants around, so I'm trying to not hit them. And then you can sit down. Great job. Awesome. All right, that's great. From here, we'll go back to our tabletop. And then just step. I will be mirroring you right now. So step your right foot outside of your knee. So my knee is in line with the arch of my right foot. And then see if you can start sliding your right foot to the side, to the right, as far as you can, comfortably. Once you find your edge, you can stay here. You can lower yourself down onto your forearms. You can just be in stillness, or you can move back and forward. We'll be here just for 5 cycles of breaths. So be gentle with yourself. See how you feel. Make sure that you can breathe. Last 2 cycles. Beautiful. And then press your hands down. Create some space between the floor and your legs. And then you can come back into your tabletop. Or you can just sit down onto your heels for a little bit if you need a little bit of a reset. I will do the other side. So if you have little space, I would highly recommend you to go more to the right side, so then you can slide your left leg. Then you have space there. So again, extending your left foot out. Try to be in one line if you can, and then start sliding, sliding, sliding till you find your edge. And it can be different on each side. Ideally try to match it. But yeah. So again, see how it feels when you're pressing your hands against the floor. If you feel like you can go a little bit lower and deeper. We'll be here again for 5 cycles of breaths. Again, if you were holding stillness, if you were in a stillness, you can stay. If you were rocking back and forward, and you just want to match whatever you did on the other side. And then just don't forget to breathe. Beautiful. All right. So pressing the floor and then slide your leg back into your tabletop. And then take a moment here if you need to sit down. I know it always feels nice to bring those legs together, just a little bit, take a few moments. All right, we'll do one more hip opener here, and then we'll finish with melted heart and bow pose, and then we'll do the lion's breath, just because I think it's a good to do it before we start doing the sequencing. If you haven't done lion's breath, you are for treat. All right, so let's do a fire log. So sit down on your bum. And then see if you can stack your shins on top of each other. So your knee is on top of your heel, your foot is on top of your knee. If this feels like too much or you have space, and it can change, depends of if you are sore or if your hips are tight. Like today I have a little bit more space than normal. You can put a block or something between. If you look like this and you're not able to sit properly, then have one leg in front of the other, which I'm actually gonna choose the variation of having one leg in front of other, just because my legs are a little bit, hips are tighter today. So just pay attention which leg is up front, ground yourself, and then you can start walking your hands forward till you find your edge. So pushing your hips towards the floor as you're extending with your heart forward. So try to not bring your head down towards the pelvis. You will not feel anything. So you do want to lead with your heart like you want to come to my room. Okay? So let's go towards each other. Sometimes I feel I'm really funny. Hopefully you laugh. So we'll take a few deep breaths towards that hip that you might be feeling right now. Just make sure you're not tightening your jaw or you're squeezing your forehead or bringing your shoulders in. Try to relax throughout your upper body. Very nice. Walking your hands back. And then feel free to give yourself a little bit of a windshield wipers, bending into your knees and then swinging your knees to side. And then just make sure that the opposite leg is on top of your shin or in front. Yeah. Again, you do want to be as grounded as possible. So if this is taking you, like lifting one of your butt cheeks, you want to probably bring your shin in front of the other. And then just walk your hands forward again, walking towards my room. If you want to come in, you're welcome. I'm taking a few deep breaths here. Few deep breaths. Beautiful. And walk your hands back. Let's just do butterfly to just balance both of our sides. It's a usually really good one to do. So pressing your feet together. You can slide your heels closer to your pelvis and then interlace your fingertips, wrap your hands around your feet. Start pulling your knees down towards the floor, chest up. And again, leading with your heart. So using your hip flexor to move forward and then maybe down. See where are you at? If this feels like too much, you can slide your feet slightly forward and it gives you more room. Yeah. So if you find yourself like there's tension, it start creating in your body, you want to take a few steps back. So no going as deep to the stretch as maybe you were initially intended. Last 2 cycles of breaths. Very, very nice. And then slowly just sit down. Give yourself again windshield wipers if that feels guided. So since we're on our bumps, we'll do it differently today. We'll start with our bow pose. Just for a minute, which I don't have a timer, so I'm just gonna do imaginary minute. So since it's in Leo, it's a fire, right? And your solar plexus is all about fire. So we'll be activating our fire within. So I'm gonna go sideways, you can see. So you can wrap your hands around your hamstring and then start leaning back till you will kind of kick yourself. So like if you wouldn't kick yourself, you will probably fall over. So that's the spot where you wanna be with your upper body. And then you can bring your heels in line with your knees. Just make sure that your chest is up. You can hold it here or you can extend your legs forward. I'm choosing this variation for some reason every single time when I teach lots of classes. So my body is usually pretty exhausted and tired by the time I start recording YouTube videos. So that's why I'm taking a little bit easier. But if you want to challenge yourself, feel free to extend your legs. And we'll be here for a few more breaths. And just feel the heat building up, hopefully. And I'm actually starting series. So I've done a podcast for chakras, just general. And each week I will be talking about different chakras. And then I will be doing also yoga class for every single chakra. So if you're interested, I will be putting the first podcast episode on this series in the show notes. So you can listen to it. And then if it's for you, I'm inviting you to come for 7 weeks of a chakra challenge if you I wouldn't call it challenge, a series, just learning more, knowing how to balance it, how to clear it. All right, 5 more breaths here. 3 more. It's hard to talk and do it at the same time. Last 2. And last 1. Beautiful. All right, it's just my hip flexor usually are killing me in this posture. Shake it off. Whatever you need to shake. Okay. So I'm gonna go closer to you a little bit. We'll do lion's breath. Lion's breath is literally getting out of your comfort zone, getting out of your head. If you're the kind of person who is afraid what people think about you, if you have lots of insecurities, if you're hiding certain parts because maybe you were judged for them when you were younger, this is for you. I remember when I was doing the first time the lion's breath, I couldn't do it. I have to try it at least 10 times for me to not laugh and take it seriously. It is lions, Leos, are known for being egoistic, but it's just our way of hiding our insecurities. And literally, when I did this breath the first time, I was just like, oh, maybe ego is not the right word. I would say feeling proud, right? So like you don't want to show your weakness, you don't want to be vulnerable. And this lion's breath will make you feel that way. So you can be cross-legged, you can sit down onto your heels, you can do it in a tabletop, whatever you want to do. So you will take a long deep inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, you stick your tongue out as you possibly can and look up. So it helps you with your vocal cords. It helps you with releasing some of the tension from your face. It helps you with your mental blockages. It just allows you to be a little bit silly and crazy. So we'll do 5 of those. And every single time, so let me show you first one. So you just inhale. Stick your tongue out, look up, and then you just do. Let's do it 4 more times. And if you have people around, whatever, make them join you. Just laugh at yourself. Just be a kid again. Let it out. Yeah? Nobody's looking at you, hopefully. If they do, just call them to join you. So take a long, deep inhale to your nose. Stick your tongue out and look up and make that sound. So let's go. I can't believe it. I'm doing this on the video. Oh my god. All right, 3 more times. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, and create that sound. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And last time. Inhale. Exhale. Great job. Take a moment here to just settle in. Take a few deep breaths. See how that makes you feel, how you felt maybe before you started, and if you actually tried it, how you feel now. I'm proud of you. Good job. It will get better each time, I promise. All right. We'll finish with a puppy pose just to stretch our lats a little bit. So finding your yoga mat that you're probably on. And then just walk your hands maybe a few hands palm forward till you can lower your forehead down or your chest or chin. So lots of people, what they do, they just move their hips forward. Try to really stick your bum in line with your knees and up towards the ceiling, and then see if you can lower your forehead, chin, or chest down. I love this stretch because it's really stretching between my shoulder blades, and I usually have lots of things going on between my ribs and shoulder blades, and this just allows me to create some space there. Beautiful. And from here, we'll move into your tabletop. Back into your tabletop and then step back into your plank pose. And I know I don't usually do planks or chaturangas, but today we'll move 5 times. So on your plank, inhale. As you exhale, lift yourself up into your downward facing dog. We'll move like this 4 more times. Inhale, shift forward into your plank. Exhale, move into your downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 more times. Inhale, move forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more time. Inhale, ripple forward if you like. Exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few moments here to maybe paddle your feet. Maybe move side to side. Very, very nice. And from here, start walking your feet towards your hands into your forward fold. So step 1 foot at a time. Each step become a new stretch. And once you arrive on top of your yoga mat, you can grab your opposite elbows, hang here, move side to side. You can say yes or no with your head. Take a few deep breaths. Lowering your hands down onto the floor. Next exhale. As you inhale, slide your hands on top of your shins. Iron on your spine, look forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise up. Reach your arms out and up. As you exhale, press your palms together and bring them in front of your heart. Beautiful. Take a moment here to recenter yourself. And close your eyes. You can have hands at a prayer or along the side of your body. Feeling the floor underneath you. Feeling the energy traveling through you. Maybe calming the breath, calming the movement within, taking a moment here for yourself, coming back to your intention. Great job. All right. So before we start our sequence, just a few things. So we are celebrating our full moon. Today we'll be going from our right side to the left side. Our right side represents masculine energies and sun. Our left side represents feminine energy and moon. It creates a yin yang. So that's pretty much what we are accomplishing with this sequence today, connecting your masculine and feminine energy. We do that on regular basis in yoga. This is just a little bit more obvious because I'm doing literally going from one side to other. So it's a little bit more of a, hey, here, like this is what we're doing kind of thing. And you don't have to question it. When you do in regular yoga, when we do the regular sequencing, it's more of balancing right side and left side, but this is more intentional towards the full moon. So you can be closer to your left side. So you can go a little bit closer to your left. Roll down to your feet. On next inhale, reaching your arms out and up towards the ceiling. And then connecting your palms together. Feel free to reach your fingers even higher. Taking one more inhale here. Opening the arms to either side. And as you exhale, start leaning to the right. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, leaning to the left. Beautiful, coming back up. Very nice. From here, root down to your left foot and start bringing your right knee towards your chest. Very, very nice. If you can, bring your arms in front of you, palms are facing each other, and your right hand sweep back into open arm twist. If you want, you can hook your left hand over your right knee and maybe look over of your right hand. Taking a few deep breaths, feeling the shakes. It's maybe too early to balance, but you got this. Next, inhale, coming back, reaching your arms towards the ceiling. As you exhale, step to the right into a goddess pose, so big step to the side. And then deepen in your knees, lowering your hips nice and low. So your hips are in line with your knees. And see if you can make sure you're not bringing your knees in. Try to put your knees out. And then how low can you go? We are holding a little bit for longer so you can feel the alignment. And also I give you a time, a little bit of playing around, see if something comes up as you're doing this. Next, inhale, star pose, reaching the arms towards the ceiling, extending your legs, creating a beautiful stretch. And then as you exhale, warrior two. So spinning your right foot, toes facing the front wall. Your back foot is heel to heel or heel to alignment. So you want to create a little bit of a angle. And then make sure that your knee is in line with your ankle. Make sure your knee is not collapsing in. So engaging your glutes, during your leg muscles to work it. And then shoulders over your hips. And as you can see, I am facing you. So I'm facing the side wall. I'm not facing the front wall, right? Then extend the arms to either side. Look over your second finger. Soften your shoulder, soften your face. And then just ignite that warrior that it's in you. That's part of being a Leo, having a Leo traits. Warriors, empowerment, strength. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Next, inhale, flip the palm, warrior two. So reaching your right arm up and over, creating a nice, beautiful side body stretch here. Yes. One more again. See if you can pull your hip down as you're reaching to your fingertips. Take this time to see if you can create more space in your body. And then coming back into your warrior two, extend your front knee, setting up for your triangle pose. So I like having a little bit of shorter stand in my triangle. However, if this feels good, you can start leaning forward and then lowering your hand down onto your shin, block, or floor. So again, you have heel to heel alignment, and then both of your legs are extended. So really, if you need a block, please use it. And then start reaching your arm overhead. And again, try to open your hip here. Try to open your shoulder. Really pulling everything back. So creating as much openness as possible. Very nice. One more breath here. You're doing absolutely amazing. And then from here, start looking down to your right leg. Frame your front foot. Pivot your back leg, finding your pyramid pose. So again, if you need a blocks, frame your front foot and then fall over. If that feels like too much, you can lower them down. At some point, when you're holding your pyramid pose or any postures, you might feel like, oh, my body is ready for it, and then you can just remove it. So again, lifting your hips up and back. This time your hips are squared. Stretching your right hamstring here. A few more breaths. Very nice. Then on next, inhale, rebend your right knee. Lower your left knee down, finding your low lunge here. So again, you want to have your knee in line with your ankle, your hip in line with your knee, or knee slightly back of your hip. And then you can tug your toes under or untug them. Firm your inner thigh, so pulling your right hip back as you're pulling your left hip forward. And then bring your ribs in, reaching the arms up and overhead. Here I would recommend, if you like, you can press your palms together, finding a gentle back bend. Or you can internalize your fingertips, roll your shoulders back, pull your hands down. Anything back bend related. One more breath here. And then lower your hands down if you can. Spin on your left heel. And then bring your hips forward. So this is a transverse lunge. Ideally, see if you can bring your heel down towards the floor. If you're tight like me, it might be not possible the first round around, and that's okay. Hands can be on the floor, can be in front of your heart. You can also create a twist here if you like, or anything else that calls your name. Yeah. Just don't dump your weight onto your joints. I am firm my inner thighs. I'm contracting my mula bandhas, contracting my pelvis, so I'm not dumping my weight onto my joints. One more breath here. And then you can lower your hands down for this first one. We'll be moving to the other side, so to your left side, gliding to the other side, finding your transverse lunge. So see how this side feels, might be a little bit tighter since we haven't done much on it. And again, see if you can match the side expressions now. Toes facing towards the ceiling. Try to open your knee out if you can. Again, if the heel doesn't go down right now, don't worry about it. We'll take 2 more breaths. Very, very nice. Moving into a low lunge. So, spinning all 10 toes towards the back wall for me. Lowering your right knee down. This time you're on your left side. I'm just gonna bring the blocks since I'm closer to them. So again, 90 degrees in your knee. Untug your back leg. From your inner thighs here, inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. Pressing your palms together and finding your back bend. So I'm shifting my hips slightly forward as I am extending throughout my whole upper body. And then reaching my hands towards the back wall. Very, very nice. Frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift your hips up and back, finding your pyramid pose. So now we'll do literally a reverse to go on the other side. So again, make sure your hips are square, your legs are extended. Using the blocks if you use it on the side A. And then we'll move into our triangle pose. So pivot your back heel. So you want a heel to heel alignment. And some people like to go from up, do the thing. I get it. If you need to, do it. If you can do it from your pyramid, then I was using a block. I can just push through the block. So opening my hips, my shoulder, and then just extend. So you can do it from the bottom up, or if you prefer to do it from here and then lean forward, up to you. Your choice, your practice. I promise when we go next, we'll go faster and we'll just slow down on those elements that we'll be adding on. Right next, from here, moving into a reverse warrior 2. So deep bend in your left knee. Start pulling your right leg back, reaching to your left arm up and over. In a few deep breaths. And then moving into your warrior 2. So just bring your arms down, maybe deepen your stance. Again, just check in. Am I opening my hips, chest towards the side wall? Are my shoulders over hips, or you are forward or back? Since I'm giving you lots of symbolism today, if you are moving forward, it's like you're the futurist that you like to think about future. If you are moving back, you're more living in the past. If your shoulders are over your hips, you're in the present moment. So stay in the present moment. All right. From here on next inhale, star pose. Toes out, heels in, reaching the arms up and overhead. Stretch yourself, allowing yourself to release anything, and then pressing your palms together and finding your goddess pose. Yes, almost there. And see if you can bring your hips nice and low. From here, stepping into your right foot. So your right foot stay on the floor, bringing your left knee towards your chest. Reaching your arms overhead first. Bring them in front of you. And then sweeping your left arm towards the back wall. Maybe look towards the back wall too, for challenging your balance here. The next inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, lower it down and shake it off. If you want, you can finish with another sway, but that wasn't intended for repeating it over and over again. All right, so we'll go through this faster. We'll try to do one breath, one movement. If it feels too fast, feel free to slow it down. I've done this in my class and they were okay to do the regular speed. So hopefully you can too. If not, just take your time. We'll go through this 4 more times. So we'll add on a little bit now. And then we'll do it again and we'll add on a little bit more. And then we'll run it 2 times. So I might still probably slow it down a little bit just because I don't guys see you. So I don't know. I don't want to stress you out from holding it for so long and now just like going at it. So let's just do like 2 breaths per movement. The block so far you can just need for one side, even though you might be warm up enough that you might not need a block. But if you feel like you need a block, you can still follow right side and left side. All right, so starting on your left, we'll do literally the same thing. We'll just add on a few things. So root down to your feet. Inhale, reaching your arms up and over. Pulling your fingertips towards the ceiling. Next, inhale, open the hands. And as you exhale, start leaning to the right. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, coming back up. All right, root down to your left foot. Bring your right knee towards your chest. Inhale. Exhale, opening yourself up. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, pigeon pose. Having your right ankle over your left knee, pressing your hands together. And then see how low can you go. This is the posture will stay a little bit longer just because to get used to the balance. So press through the four corner of your left foot. And then if your hips are tight, lower you go, more chances you're going to lose the balance. So just find that edge. All right, next inhale, reaching the arms towards the ceiling, bring your knee towards your chest. Exhale, step to the side, finding your goddess pose. We'll be here just for 2 breaths. So see if you can go a little bit lower, if you feel a little bit more open, a little bit more warm. Inhale, star pose. Exhale. Take one more inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Toes are facing to the front wall. Facing me, shoulders over your hips. Extending the energy to your fingertips, looking over your second finger. One more cycle of breaths, if you can go a little bit deeper. Reverse warrior, flip the palm, high-fiving the back wall. Push through your right heel down as you're extending through your fingertips. One more cycle of breath. Finding your triangle pose. So extending your front leg, shorten your stand if you need it. And then reach through your right arm, finding your alignment. Yeah, good job. Start squaring your hips, facing your right leg, maybe pivoting your back heel, folding over your leg. Make sure your legs are extended. Lifting your hips up and back. We'll take one more breath here. Very nice. And then moving into your low lunge. So bend into both knees, lowering your left knee down. Reaching the arms up and overhead. Maybe finding your back bend here. Lowering your hands down. Spinning on your left heel, facing the side wall. Finding the variation of your transverse lunge. Lowering your hands down, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can glide to the other side, finding transverse lunge on the other side. 2 breaths. All right. Facing the back wall, spinning on all 10 toes, lowering your right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, reaching the arms up and overhead, pressing your palms together, finding your back bend. One cycle of breath. And then framing your front foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift your hips up and back, finding your pyramid pose. Triangle pose, spin your back heel, heel to heel or heel to our alignment. Hand on the floor, shin block, and then opening yourself up to the side wall. So really, you want to pull your hip, shoulder as much as you can. Next, inhale, reverse warrior 2. So we're bending your left knee, your left hand goes up and over. Again, pushing through your heel, creating as much length in your side body as possible here. Next, exhale, warrior 2. Just bring your arms on either side, shoulder over your hips. Maybe go a little bit deeper. Looking over your second finger. Next, inhale, star pose. Reaching your arms up, extension. Toes out, heels in. Give yourself a little bit of a moment here. And then exhale into goddess. Yes. All right. So you start stepping on your right foot, bring your left knee towards your chest, reaching the arms up and overhead. Finding your pigeon first. So ankle over your knee, hands in front of your heart. And then how low can you go without losing your balance? We'll be here for 2 more breaths just because we haven't done this on this side. Whoop. And then inhale, reaching your knee, reaching your arms towards the ceiling. And then see if you can find an open arm twist. So bringing your left arm back, right arm forward. Then inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, lower your foot down. Shake it off. Yes. Good job. All right. So we'll do this again. We'll add on. So I'm going to suggest one thing that I'm playing around with the idea. But since it's fire, I feel like it would be good to do something for our core or obliques. So I'm just going to suggest that you can choose it or leave it. And then we'll add on half moon and warrior 3. So make sure that you have 2 blocks on each side. So we'll try to go now the regular speed. And we'll hang out in our half moon and warrior 3 for a little bit. It's because I know you guys love it. And then we'll take a little break and we'll just fluid all of it 2 times on each side. Where you can express yourself a little bit. The class is somewhat simple, just so you can do that. All right. So starting on your left side. Inhale, raise your arms up and overhead. Pressing the palms together, extension throughout your fingertips. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, coming back up. Start bringing your right knee towards your chest and opening yourself up into your open arm twist. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, pigeon. Inhale, stand up and step to the side into your goddess pose. As you exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle. So here we'll hang out for a little bit. You can stay here or you can extend your arms like you're holding a beach ball and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Half moon. Gentle bend in your knee. Reach for the block or the floor with your right hand. Lift your back leg off over the ground. So find a balance first. Once you have it, start stacking your hip shoulder on each other and opening yourself up into the side wall. Two more cycles of breaths. Hitting great. From here, we'll take it to a warrior 3. So start squaring your hips, maybe gentle bend in your right knee. And then bringing your hands in front of you. Breathe. Lifting your heel nice and high. Try to be in one line here. And then slowly, gently step back into your pyramid pose. So framing your front foot, lifting your hips back and up. Very nice. Next, exhale, lowering your left knee down. And then as you inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead, finding your back bend. Exhale, lower your hands down, find your transverse lunge. And then shifting to the other side, finding your other transverse lunge. Very good. All right. Low lunge, spin all 10 toes, lowering your knee down. Inhale, reaching the arms up and over. Exhale, pyramid pose, lift your hips up and back. Next, inhale, take off into your warrior 3. I'm gonna go a little bit back. This time you can reach your arms. Hold. Breathe. And finding your half moon. Lowering your left hand down onto the block or the floor. Supporting yourself here. Finding your balance. Open yourself up and then reaching your right arm overhead. All right, slowly finding your triangle pose. So you can have a gentle bend in your left knee, land your back foot, and then lower your hand down. Keep opening yourself up. So you can stay in your triangle pose here, or you can extend your arms and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, rebend your knee, find your reverse warrior 2. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, left knee towards your chest, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, pigeon pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, come up. Exhale, foot down, shake it off. I am going to be adding on some of the stuff so you'll have more time. However, do your own speed. Make sure that it feels good for you. And then just see if you can explore. I give you a few options here. If you want to do pigeon and maybe do it in twist, once you have hands, you can maybe hook your elbow over your knee. When you do open arm twist, you can do extended open arm twist. If you do half moon, you can grab a hold of your ankle and do sugar cane. Have fun with it. Whatever comes to your mind, you can also just scale it down to something really more gentle. Just allowing yourself to express yourself, whatever that means for you. Just have fun with it. You know the postures, you know what is happening. I'm gonna be calling them. You're gonna have me as a visual representation. The rest, allow it to happen. All right. So, starting on your left side. Inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, coming to the center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, come back to the center. Next, inhale, bringing your right knee towards your chest. Exhale, open arm twist. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, pigeon pose. It didn't work out. It's all good. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, goddess pose. Step to the side. Lower yourself down. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle pose. You can stay here or you can hold your beach ball. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Half moon, gentle bend in your knee. Raise your right hand. And then just play. Express yourself here. All right, warrior 3 when you're ready. Step back into your pyramid pose. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, transverse lunge onto your right. Gliding to the other side into your transverse lunge. Low lunge on your left side. Inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead. Exhale, pyramid pose, falling over your front leg. Next, inhale, take off into warrior 3. Play, express. Half moon. Step back into your triangle pose. All right, if you did the obliques, hold with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse warrior 2. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, knee to your chest, reaching your arms towards the ceiling first, and then pigeon pose. Inhale, finding your knee towards your chest and start twisting. So again, you can extend here. Coming back, knee to your chest, reaching your arms up and overhead. Lower your foot down, shake it off. All right, one more time. Finding your spot, starting spot. Inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, come back to the center. Inhale, knee to your chest. Exhale, pigeon. Inhale, knee to your chest. Exhale, open arm twist. Or dancing Shiva, whatever you want to do. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, step to the right into your goddess pose. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, triangle pose. This time I'm gonna pulse for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Reach to your right hand, finding your half moon. I'll give you here a breath or two just to play. Whatever you wanna do. And then taking it to warrior three. All right, gently step back, falling over your right leg, pyramid pose. Inhale, lower your knee down, finding your low lunge back bend. Exhale, transverse lunge on your right. Start gliding to the left side, however you want to get there. And then low lunge on your left side. So spinning all 10 toes over your knee down. Inhale, reaching your arms up and over. Exhale, pyramid pose. Inhale, take it to warrior three. Lift your back leg. Arms towards the back wall, along the side of your body. Whatever you want to do. All right, take it to your half moon. Or sugar cane. Or whatever you want to do. Great job. All right. Gently bend your left knee. Triangle pose, finding the extension. And then if you come with me, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Next inhale, reverse warrior two. Rebend your front knee. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, left knee towards your chest, arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, pigeon. Inhale, knee to your chest. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reaching your arms towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower your foot down. Shake it off. Great job. Oh my goodness. We did it. So good. That felt really good. All right. So I just do want to finish it with one twist. So take a moment, slow it down. I like to take a few moments here just to maybe be in child's pose or sit on your heels. Give you like 10 breaths just to feel, maybe bring one hand on top of your chest, the other on top of your belly. Just allow yourself to pay attention to what's happening right now. Maybe close your eyes. And just check in. How's your physical body feeling? How's your mood feeling? How are you doing right now? Where you feel the most heat? Definitely in the solar plexus for me. Let it slow down. Let it calm down. Two more cycles of breath. Allowing yourself to just be in stillness. So good. All right. So we'll do Camel Pose. That is helping you with a fear of expression. Sometimes it's really hard just because people know you a certain way and we always feel like they have certain expectations of us and now we want to become a new people. Something we were hiding for so long, suddenly we want to like bring it to the world and we're so afraid how it's gonna be seen. You're stronger, you're so much wiser, and you have one precious life. And it would be really sad if you wouldn't express that unique self that you are. I'm so tired of people being everybody the same. I think you're the most beautiful, most precious when you show that weirdest, crazy part of you. And that when you do that, you're allowing other people to do the same. And it is like a chain reaction. You just need to have a guts, the courage to do that. Ideally, do it in a place with people who have a similar, unique thing. I do pole dancing. I was always blamed for the way I was dancing. That was too promiscuous, too slutty. And I haven't danced for more than 10 years. And when I start doing yoga, I come back to my body. I start seeing my body as a safe space and start exploring dancing, pole dancing. And it makes me the most alive because that's me. I want you to feel alive. I don't want you to just exist in your life. I want you to be alive. What makes you feel on fire? And that's hopefully the intention. Hopefully something ignites within you today. So let's do it. Let's face the fear of self-expression, shall we? All right. If you're scared of camel, you can do the dynamic with it at the beginning. So only thing I really want you to do is from your inner thighs. Instead of like spreading your knees to either side, try to really firm your inner thighs here as much as you can. Even if you know that you are, like if you've done this before and you can do it without untucked toes, sure, I'm not gonna hold you back, but I recommend you to have your toes stuck. It just elevates your heels up, and then they're so close to you, right? So you don't have to do much. So firm your inner thighs, pressing your knees down, and then lots of people just like collapse, so there's not much happening. What you really want to be doing, and you can move your hips forward and back if you need it, but think about pulling your armpit towards the ceiling, so creating as much extension as possible. And then you can just have your thumbs, put it in your armpit, so lifting yourself up, and then start shifting your hips forward. Keep extending your spine, and then see if you can lower your hands down towards your heels. Something totally cracked right now. And then just keep expanding it. Keep pushing your hips. And then maybe look up and keep from your inner thighs. Last few breaths here. Breathe. Two more. You got this. Last one. Next exhale, slowly coming back up. Sit down on your heels. One hand on the floor, other on your heart. I can do it. I have a microphone. Allowing yourself to feel. Maybe you might feel emotional, vulnerable. Maybe ask yourself why. Take a few more breaths here. Just allow yourself to be. All right. And then we'll finish with a twist. And then I have you in Savasana while I am suggesting some affirmation. I will put it inside of the show notes, so don't feel like you're not gonna have it, that you have to write it down. Don't worry, it will be in the show notes so you can go back to it. I don't want you to now like overthink stuff. Bend your right knee, bring your left foot over to your right hip, or close enough. And then reaching your arms up and overhead. Inhale here. And as you exhale, start twisting to the left, hooking your right elbow over your knee. Try to extend through the crown of your head and keep twisting, looking over your left shoulder. So this one apparently releases fear of judgment. So let's see if it will do the magic. A few more breaths here. Beautiful, coming back up. Extend your legs, give us a little bit of a moment here. Everything is cracking today in my body. And then deep bend in your left knee. Then slide your right leg around. And let's make sure that you ground yourself from your glutes and your foot. If this is too much, you can extend your bottom leg. That's the one way to do it. To me, this is easier, but all right. Inhale, reaching your arms up and overhead, and then start shifting to the right side. Again, try to not lean back, rounding your spine. Look over your right shoulder. Taking deep breaths here. Beautiful. Coming back to the center. Lie down on your back. Bring your knees towards your chest. Giving yourself here a little bit of a moment. Maybe swing side to side. And then feel free. So we already did twist. If you want to do happy baby or any other posture, please take them before Shavasana. If you want to do happy baby, you can grab your shins, the outer edges of your big toes. And then think about creating a deep squat onto the ceiling. So stacking your heels on top of your knees, pressing your pelvis, your knees down towards the floor. Taking a few moments here, maybe swinging side to side. Maybe extending one leg and then the other. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then bring your knees towards your chest. Wrap your hands, forearms around your shins. Bring your forehead towards your knee. Give yourself a little one big hug here. Show yourself appreciation for showing up for yourself, for being here. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, open yourself up for Shavasana. Extending your legs on either side of your yoga mat, arms along the side of your body. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And I'm going to be reading your affirmations. So I'm going to sit down, but you please lie down. Keep lying down onto your back. And just check in. How are you feeling overall after moving, breathing, being with yourself? Taking a few breaths, a few moments to maybe reflect on what happened during this practice. Maybe something come up and maybe you learn something new about yourself. So I love affirmations just because when we have our self-talk, usually it's a negative self-talk or self-talk of our parents, of our friends, of our teachers. someone who probably judge themselves too, and you might receive some judgment or negative feedback, and that's how you see yourself right now. And if you don't change that self-talk, it will be really hard for you to change how you see yourself. So I will be reading you a few affirmations here, and just hear my voice. Give you some time after each affirmations and see how that makes you feel. Some might resonate, others not so much. Some might make you feel like, oh wow, this is it. So remember that affirmation, and you can always write it down later on. And you can repeat it in the morning before you start your day. So here it goes. I release fears, embracing the courage within me. I release fears, embracing the courage within me. My potential is limitless, and I unlock it with every breath. My potential is limitless, and I unlock it with every breath. I am empowered, confident, and free from insecurities. I am empowered, confident, and free from insecurities. In joy and passion, I find the true essence of my being. In joy and passion, I find the true essence of my being. I prioritize my well-being, honoring my authentic self. I prioritize my well-being, honoring my authentic self. I break free from the patterns of people-pleasing, embracing authenticity. I break free from the patterns of people-pleasing, embracing authenticity. Thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. Thank you for your beautiful energies and efforts. Even though I cannot see you, I can feel you through. Thank you for your amazing comments. I truly appreciate any feedback you give me. Thank you for the likes, for the subscribing. I really, really do appreciate that. It keeps me motivated to keep going, to provide valuable practices. Wishing you a beautiful rest of your day. Keep shining. Keep being you. Because there's just one of you. So embrace that. Show your beautiful light to other people. The world could be so much colorful because of you. Thank you again for joining me. Please let me know how did you like this class, if you want to see more of those classes like that. If your time allows you to stay in your Savasana for another 5-10 minutes, if you can. Till we meet again. Thank you again.